Okay, so we're back, everyone. Um, there might be more questions from Emi or
Yes.
yes. Okay, let me invite Yeshua back.
I think what happened was the circuitry here could not handle like the love. It's gotta get upgraded to the
Whew.
fifth.
Oh God, I
Okay.
know, right? We need fifth dimensional.
Fifth dimension overload.
Yeah, oh, he's much higher actually. Let's see.
There's like infinite dimensions, right?
Yeah,
That's so lovely.
maybe he exists in all of them. I don't know, but he's here. God, his energies.
So lovely.
Oh, yeah.
Can he give me a
Okay,
heart massage? I heard they
for
can do
sure.
that.
Yeah. Okay. He's wearing jeans.
Oh, cool. Is he wearing a white shirt? Is he wearing flip-flops?
I can't see his feet.
Oh, okay. Is his hair like down here or is it longer?
Shoulder length.
So he looks like a hot hippie or just
Mm-hmm.
easygoing.
Deep set eyes. They're
Uh-huh.
like hazel,
Uh-huh.
greenish hazel, tan skin,
Uh-huh. He's got a big smile.
curly hair, like wavy hair.
Is it dark
Thick,
brown or medium brown?
thick, um, medium brown.
Does he look like Mormon Jesus? Or
I
does
don't know
he
what
look like
Mormon
Catholic
is.
Jesus? It's like a hot white guy.
Oh, wait. I have a book. This one. This is definitely not what he looks like.
Okay.
This is like the Nordic Jesus, maybe.
The Nordic Jesus.
There's different versions.
Oh,
No, he
really?
looks Jewish.
Uh-huh.
Jewish. Um,
I
thick
heard he looks
brows.
kind of like um I heard he looks kind of like the that movie with Mel Gibson. I forgot the name of the
Passion of the
movie.
Christ. I
Yeah,
don't
that he
remember what
looks
that
more
guy looks
like
like.
Passion of the Christ.
I have to
Kind
look
of.
that one up. I don't know. To me,
He looks okay.
he looks like a Jewish person, a Jewish guy.
Uh-huh. Sorry.
The hazel
Uh-huh.
eyes, the thick brows,
Mm-hmm.
not a big nose.
Aristocratic nose.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. Sure. I
Is it
think
like
I have
kind
to
of
look that up
the
too.
bridge is a little straighter here?
There's a little bump right here.
Hold on. I'm going to. Hello.
Yeah.
He's got a little bump. He said.
Hmm.
Oh, okay.
He's like right here right now.
What's he saying?
Medium-sized lips. I don't know. I wish I was an artist. I can draw him.
Yeah.
He said that
So,
he knows that you have more to ask, so this is why he
yeah.
returned.
Oh, well, thank you for coming back. Your presence is much appreciated.
Oh, he says the same to you. Your presence is much appreciated. It's divine.
Thank you. We're all divine, aren't we?
Mhm.
Now, before we cut off, we're talking about basically it was more like self-love and 1 second, I'm going to quiet the dog.
Lily is excited.
She sees ghosts and goblins, I think, because sometimes she's like, barking at a specific area. And
Yeah, same thing
so
with my cats, except they don't bark.
she freaks people out because when I say that, oh, it's probably a ghost, they're like, oh, a ghost. I'm like, it's not a big deal.
I know, right? No big deal.
Really want to say hi. Anyways. So, yeah, so we're talking about how worshiping outward, not worshiping inward, or like knowing yourself, learning
Yeah.
to know yourself kind of creates these diseases and problems and traumas. And basically, it all comes from that, the lack of love, right?
Yeah, he was saying, I think this is in the Bible, to thine own self be true. Is that something he said?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
And
resonates with me. I was actually thinking of that this past week.
oh, really? It's probably
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
So that's what it's
Little
all
seed.
about, is not to be afraid to be who you are.
Mhm.
Live your truth. There is a lot of that not happening in today's time. When you're hiding yourself, or when you can't truly be who you are, it adds, how do I word this? It adds stress to you on the soul level. You're not able to connect to anything or to people. You're having to create a new version of you that may be acceptable to others. And that creates conflict within the soul, and it adds stress onto your physical body, and that may cause certain diseases, ailments. Sometimes just being yourself is so freeing, like to truly be free and be yourself is, and living your truth is, it brings health to yourself and to your physical body, to your mental well-being. And I understand, well, he's saying a lot of this is done. I don't know if I understand what he's saying. 1 second. Like population control, I guess. Like the more people get stressed out and die out or whatever. This is not like a spiritual thing. This is more like the agenda of our world.
Yeah.
There's so many ways, I guess, for us to go into depression
Yeah.
and truly hurt ourselves and be disconnected from our spiritual self.
Mhm. That's kind of like inadvertent population control, what he described, because of, we don't realize it. We always think, okay, they're doing this to us, they're doing that to us, chemtrails, food, and all that other stuff. Well, yeah, that's part of it, but the other is, us creating stress that manifests into disease because of lack of self-love. You could,
we're doing it to ourselves. We're allowing it, I guess.
To ourselves. We're allowing it. Let's say if you think you dislike yourself so much, you can't not possibly think of somebody else wanting to love you. So you do not get married to that person. You don't have babies. Population control.
There's a lot of that happening, yes. There was another one that he was in his teachings that he wanted to talk about.
The judgment.
I think it had to do with judgment. 1 second. Oh, wait, hold on. Back to thine own self be true. So basically, a lot of people want to know how to find God, right? They go on these journeys or whatever, and they think God is some
Over
other
there in
outside
India somewhere.
entity. But when you're true to yourself, you find God, because you are a part of him, and he is a part of you, and he's in all that's around you. So that's how you connect to God. God is not some guy that lives in a mansion in in the sky somewhere. I mean, you can create that if you wish. He could be whatever you want him. He or she, Mother, Father, God, could be whatever you want it to be. But the easiest way to connect to God is to connect to yourself. So that's why he was saying, be true to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I see him talking about, did he say in the Bible, turn the other cheek or something?
Yeah, and I think you mentioned you channeled that as well.
Oh, okay, I may have.
Because they know not what they do.
Yes, yeah, something
because
like
they're in their own reality.
Yeah.
playing out their role.
Mm-hmm.
We're all playing our role, but we're sharing it collectively. We're playing our individual roles, working things out collectively. Yes, you know, but I really liked it when you channeled him and he said and mentioned the reason why he said turn the other cheek. They know not what they do.
They
and
know not what
that.
they do because they don't know who they are, and they may have been in the heat of the moment, like judging you for whatever reason, but they're actually projecting their discomfort onto you.
Mm-hmm.
So have that understanding. I know he did. That's what he was telling me. Even he showed me the scene where was it when he was carrying the cross or when he was being tortured or whatever. He looked into one of the, is it a Roman guard that was inflicting pain on him?
Yeah.
They met eye to eye. And I think either he said it to him or he sent that message like, I forgive you and I love you, Jesus, to the guard.
Mm-hmm.
And it must have reached the guard because he is now showing me it's that same guard that took him off the cross and helped him.
Mm-hmm.
And so
he helped him get out, escape the area that they had him confined to after he was crucified.
Wait, what was the question again? I'm sorry.
Was it that same guard that basically helped him escape after he'd healed enough to move?
No. That was just the guard that took him off the cross, you know. I guess whatever healing or message that Jesus sent to him in that time must have reached him on the soul level because they met eyes. And I guess the guard felt like, God, after all of this, how could you still have love for me? You know, I'm doing everything I can to break you down. So it reached him on that level. And so this is what he means by they know not what they do. Let them do whatever it is that they need to do, you know, release that anger, release that aggression, but do not react. What you do next is important because when you react, you're allowing yourself to be pulled into their negativity, into their world. And part of him saying, turn the other cheek is kind of like when you meet eye to eye with someone that's going through all of that anger and negativity, you're kind of taking in their energy. So when you turn the other cheek, meaning look away, you're not absorbing that energy.
Oh, I really like that.
That's what he's showing me.
So that's what he meant by turn the other cheek.
Don't absorb that energy. Just send them love and light and healing and hope that they find themselves. Because deep down, we all love each other. We forget when we come here.
Yeah.
You know, it's part of the journey of coming here, finding yourself amongst all of this agenda, distraction, all that exists here.
Yeah, and that we are all one and we're all part of each other.
Yes, we are so connected. So connected.
And that we planned, you know, this and all of the variables and how we were going to go along in our path, in our role, you know, life.
Yes, that's another thing he wanted to mention is sometimes people come into your life and they may reawaken a certain emotion, whether it's good, bad, or whatever. We all have a purpose in each other's lives. Like, you know, like me meeting you, maybe like I'm reminding you of a past life that we had together. And maybe that past life is either needs to be released or it's going to help you in your path. It's going to help you remember about your healing, your channeling, or whatever. So we each have a purpose in each other's life. That's another thing he wanted to talk about. Just pay attention to the small details, I guess, you know, your what you're feeling. That's part of being aware and being, you know, awakening or awakening yourself is everything. It's not for nothing. It has meaning. There's a significance to everyone. Everyone around you is serving you and you're serving them in some way.
Yeah. everything is here to help.
Mm-hmm. There's so much here that we have already within us that
Yeah.
can help us in our path and others.
Mhm.
Everything what we ever need is already inside of us, meaning like information, the love, the healing, all of that is already inside of us.
And we
So
just
that's
have
why it's
to.
truly important to be true to yourself and allow yourself to be you. And when you do that is when you discover what you're here to do, what you're meant to do, who you are, and all of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I really like that, because I feel as long as I've been just on my path or on my journey, that not only am I happier even in the stressful times, but like I feel like I'm radiating, that as well,
Yes.
onto others, and
Yep.
just kind of as you are true to yourself, you're opening up, yes, but you're just kind of feeling it through like every pore of your body, kind of shooting out, and because you're
Yeah.
like sitting in your own glory pretty
Mm-hmm.
much.
Absolutely. And I think he may have talked about this before through me or another channeler,
Mm-hmm.
but oh, I can hear my phone. Sorry.
That's okay. We can
No, I don't need to get it. No. It's not that serious. How our words are, at least in this dimension, really important.
uh-huh.
Um, every spoken word has your energy and your intention attached to it. So when you're speaking positively, you're inspiring someone. They're getting that energy from you, and you're inspiring all that is around you. And
Mhm.
also on the flip side, when you're being negative, not that, just be cautious with your words, because you also change your surrounding and your environment. And you see that, right? Like when you're in a bad mood,
Mhm.
people can feel that. Some people can feel it, and so then it affects them, which is fine. You can't help it. If you're in a bad mood, you're in a bad mood. But
Yeah.
just try to be aware of your words.
Yeah, because your words, like you said, mean things, and you are creating, your reality, and a lot of us
Mhm.
don't think of how important, or put a lot of weight on our words.
Yeah.
you know and so, like, if you're feeling bad and you just kind of stay in that,
You
saying, oh,
dwell
I
in it.
feel
Yeah.
horrible, I hate this, I hate that, I'm fat, I'm
Oh
ugly,
yeah,
or
that's another
something like
thing
that. It's
too.
like, you are creating that environment for yourself, as a as
Mhm.
easily as you could create a good environment.
Yeah. Yeah, we are creators of our reality. That one was a hard concept for me to grasp,
Mhm.
because, it's like, how do I do that? How do I change my environment? How do I get out of, this situation?
Mhm.
But it's all in your mind.
Yeah.
You literally can change something that is potentially negative into something positive just by changing your viewpoint, how you view things.
Yeah.
It's hard to describe, but
I can totally see that, because
yeah.
let's use the example of my business, right?
Mm-hmm.
I did start on a business venture. This is the second time around,
Oh,
actually.
really? I didn't know
And
that.
yeah, I had before I went on a job out in Virginia. I had started a actual spa like setting, put a lot of money into it and things like that, but just things were not aligning so that I could get started quickly, and it was a decision between pay my rent or do this, so I was lucky enough to get an assignment. I just, walked away from it,
Yeah.
and then this time around, it was kind of the same thing. There's also a lot of people aren't spending money, and then I decided to start this like in the spring, right before the summertime. I did not know the summertime in Florida is dead,
Really?
Yeah, it's because it's really hot. I guess people come when fall, winter
Oh,
time,
gotcha.
spring
To
more.
escape their winter.
Yeah, and on top of that, I had a private studio, so something that
Yeah.
would have been good if I would build on it long term or had like more capital to keep it going. But there was just a lot of overhead, and then I had this apartment, and I was just like, not seeing enough fruit in it, and I was not feeling happy. I was very stressed. And then I had other things that were going on that lessons for me, so I had a lot of clearing the slate of, you know, people around me that were basically the product of my choices. So I had to
Yeah.
learn how to
Yes.
step into
Yes.
my own power,
Mm-hmm.
right? Or just kind of, because I was not in those situations before, but it taught me to step into my own power, set boundaries, let it be okay to let people down to gain yourself, you know. Um, because I'm a doer. I'm like the person who's always helping and things like that, but to a fault. So I had to find those boundaries in myself and establish those boundaries in others. So, anyways, back to the business. I was just really stressed out, and then I'm like,
Yeah.
I started this so that I can heal, do my healing, and I feel stressed out, and this is causing me stress in my life. I'm having trouble paying my bills and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I decided to walk away from it, and I felt good about it. I didn't. Some people are like, oh, do you feel bad? Do you feel like kind of like you
Yeah.
failed or something like that? And I'm like, no, I don't. I mean, it was another lesson for me, and later on perhaps we'll do this again, but it does not have to be in an office. It's like the church concept. You can
Yeah.
heal. You can heal. You can go to church and be in communion with others, to be in communion with God, but you do not have to go to church to do that. You do not have to go to a church to an office to heal people.
Yeah.
you know
He just like brought up another scene he wanted to clear up
uh-huh.
that's been recorded.
Okay.
There is a scene, I guess.
Uh-huh.
I'm so Bible illiterate. There is a
That's
scene where he
okay.
goes into like a temple. I don't know if it's a church. It looks like a temple, and he sees the merchants selling stuff, and then he like gets really angry and he starts um throwing stuff around. He's showing me like they
Yeah.
were selling, I don't know, was it candles or sage or something, and he just wasn't happy with that. So, but the thing is, what he wants to explain, he saw that our money system, or our, yeah, I guess we can call it a money system, was kind of taking over our lives.
Yeah.
Like we started charging for little things, and he had the capability of envisioning, much further ahead, and he just saw that we were becoming a slave to a lot of things,
Mhm.
consumerism, all that. And he saw the beginning of it, or maybe, yeah, I think it was the beginning of it at that time. And he wants so much more for us that
Yeah.
that's what upset him.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally get
I
that.
don't know. Do you remember that scene? Was there a scene where he goes into that temple and he gets mad and he starts throwing the stuff
I didn't
around,
I
and
didn't I have to look
that
again
got him in trouble, I guess.
what book it's in, but I can totally see
It's in
how
the
we can,
Bible. I don't know.
how even like, for example, positive intentions, right? For example, to establish a healing business can be curbed because of the money system. Like, if I could do my healing, if I could do massage, and that be all I do, and not have to worry about I need to pay the rent and all this other stuff like that, like I do it, with not money. If I could easily take care of the 3D stuff, you know, I would do like the healing and things. But you know, we are in this non-cooperative type of environments, you know. We do have our bills to pay,
Oh
and you
yeah,
know,
he understands that
the
now.
vet
He
and
is
things like
just
that,
no,
you
he
know.
understands that now. He knows there are circumstances that take precedence, and we have to take care of certain things. You must take care of yourself first before you can heal others. Totally
Yeah.
understand. He was just like clearing up what happened in the past.
Oh, okay. No, but I can
Um,
see how we're like slaves to like the money systems, you
he
know.
just saw it, over time taking over, and our
Yeah.
values changed also, right?
Yeah.
Instead of
Yeah.
trying to connect spiritually, now
Mhm.
it's, who has the most things, and how can I make the most
Mhm.
profit, you know?
Yeah. Or who has, it's all about the money, and you
It
know.
it shifted our at that time he just saw our consciousness shifting slightly towards that rather than
Yeah.
spirituality.
Consumerism, and then you not feeling as though you have enough, like you never have enough, you know.
You
There's
became
always more.
more detached from yourself.
Yeah. And
It just keeps your mind busy on other things rather than focusing on yourself,
mhm.
You're finding, or what you think is going to bring you joy really isn't. We started avoiding ourselves, is what he's saying.
And that brings up an interesting something in my mind, because a lot of people um, wonder, for example, why are these celebrities unhappy? Why are these celebrities end up
Committing
on drugs?
suicide.
You know, committing suicide. Why are they? Why? What's their problem? You know, they're rich, and he's an athlete. He's making all this money. You know, why is he unhappy if he has everything? Well, you know, they're
Yeah.
missing that piece because they are slaves to
Not
their
just that.
contracts. Yeah, there's other
Yeah,
extenuating
the
factors.
contracts too. He's saying
Yeah,
they're heavily controlled by,
yeah,
their contract. They have obligations,
yeah.
so they have less and less time to be themselves.
Hmm.
So that is an example of you not being true to yourself. They have a certain image that they need to protect, so they need to be a certain way. They can't have a real life.
Yeah,
It, it's part of it's hard. It's part of the agenda, I guess, the
yeah,
conditioning. Everything seems to be a facade with celebrities and Hollywood.
yeah,
They're selling a certain image.
yeah. That's what it's about. It's you know, and then in turn we're idolizing them too, and then just, you know, taking ourselves further away from ourselves too, idolizing people who are not happy.
There is a female energy around. Let me see who it
Uh-huh.
is.
Hello.
It's one of the Marys. I don't know if it's Mother Mary or Magdalene. It's Mother Mary.
Yay. Did she appear in Mexico? Virgen de Guadalupe?
Oh, did she appear in Mexico? Okay, I didn't know she did that.
Yeah, there's the Mexican, you know how Mexicans have like their virgin and she's dressed in green kind of? That's La Virgen de Guadalupe.
So this is what she's saying. Yes and no.
Uh-huh.
I guess do they believe really, really like uh they almost they pray to her a lot, right? She said that
Yeah,
there is a strong belief in her, and she's loved very much,
yeah.
and so
They kind of
whenever
respect the divine feminine a lot, like
okay.
that aspect.
So
And
she's
people look
saying,
at it as, you know, idolatry or
oh,
whatever.
okay.
I mean, the people who don't, I guess, know or whatever.
So what she's saying is yes and no. When a collective, when a group of people call on someone like her,
Mm-hmm.
or anyone in spirit for that matter, you're manifesting that person.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, she did appear. A certain aspect of her did appear because they just strongly like put their heart into it and really
Yeah.
like wanted her to come
Yeah.
and pray to her. So that's just, this can happen with anyone in spirit, really. If you put your heart and mind and soul into it and you want them to manifest and show themselves or give you a sign, they will do that.
Mm-hmm.
So this is just like an example of us creating our reality and manifesting whatever we want.
And she appears in a lot of places because there's like, places all over the Americas where
Oh, really?
the
She's showing me a
vision,
tortilla. Is there a tortilla that she appeared on?
maybe. Like I think it's somebody's dirty mirror or something.
Oh
Like
my god.
the I guess mold in the bathroom, and so it looks kind of like
Part of it is perception. You know, your eyes. If you like when you're looking at a cloud and you're like, oh yeah, that looks like a horse, that looks like a puppy. If you believe in it hard enough, yeah, it's gonna be whatever you want it to be.
yeah.
She is all around us and with us, and she'll make herself available. But I don't know if she's saying it's no big deal, but she's saying like anyone can do it.
Yeah. Yeah, like kind of like you're channeling and you see them as well.
Mm-hmm. They appear to you however you want them to appear. You know, if you want her to come to you, like she did with the headscarf and all of that how she dressed, so you can recognize her, she can. If you want her to come to you like in jeans or shorts and t-shirts, she can. Whatever helps you.
Some Daisy Dukes and stilettos.
I don't know.
Hilarious.
Maybe.
How would that go out? What does she think of that? She's like probably like,
I don't know if Joseph approves. Just kidding.
Yeah. You're not leaving the house.
You can create whatever you want to create. What matters is the energy. You know, you'll be able to identify that energy, or you can hear them. For some people, they can hear them. I can hear them. I'm now starting to see them more and more. But I always ask, who's here, or whoever I call on. When they come, they will let me know who they are.
Yeah.
It all depends on the person, how comfortable you are with all of this and how open you are. That's another thing that matters, is how open you are to this type of stuff.
I'd like to ask her what she thinks about people judging those who venerate her, because there's like God the Father and then the Son, and it's just like, why are you worshiping his mom, or that
she's
kind of
just
thing.
Human or whatever. Yeah
she was just the mom, or
she
whatever.
Slightly agrees with it because she doesn't want to be worshipped.
And
but we don't have to judge each other either for exactly. It. I mean, I guess their message is all really the same. She wants people to live out of their hearts. Whatever, resonates with your heart is, you go with that and try to send love to those who don't understand you. That's the best way to deal with it, I guess.
I like to ask her, like, what does she, what do you think, what does she think the main call or the main attraction there is for people to her? Because there's a lot of people who, it's not, I don't say worship, I'd say like venerating, like they do respect her as an important person, like as if we would venerate Archangel Michael. It made him a Saint Michael, for example, veneration versus worship,
Part of it is her portrayal, how she was portrayed in the Bible, the Virgin Mary, and she gave birth to, Jesus and all of that. So that fascinates people. She connects on that maternal level as well, you know. But really, it's she comes around more than we think. You find yourself thinking about Mother Mary, most likely
Yeah.
she's around you.
Yeah.
She makes herself available. She heals. She stays connected to humanity, and she has
Yeah.
been. She has been connected to. She has stayed connected to humanity since that time.
Uh-huh. Like a mother to her child.
She's showing me that she connected a lot with Mother Teresa. A lot.
I can totally see that.
Almost like she was a spirit guide to her. She was always around her. In some ways, like her energy was almost one with her.
That's amazing.
And so, like when she is around people, Mother Mary, her energy inspires that humanitarianism, the maternal thing, the compassion. That brings that out in people.
Yeah, it's really nice. I'd like to know if she was an aspect of Isis, or you know how a lot of people will, because like Isis is, I think that the meaning is the sea, and Mary comes from Mar, which is sea in I think Hebrew and Spanish, and something about the water being open and mothers being open, like the womb and things like that, you know.
So you want to know if she has a connection with Isis, or if Isis was an aspect of her?
Yes. Or
Isis,
if she was an
no,
aspect of Isis.
no, not aspects, but energetically very close. One second. She was around, okay. Almost like a spirit guide. She was around, oh God, I don't know who was around whom. Isis was first, right? So
yes.
Mary's energy was around her a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Almost like a guide, a spirit guide. And they've done that for each other in other lifetimes too. So she understands why that you might have thought that she was an aspect. She does have many aspects currently in other worlds and here too on Earth.
Was she also like, what about the Buddha's mom?
I'm sorry?
The mother of the Buddha?
Oh, was that an aspect is what you're asking?
Yeah. Because some people think that is.
Yeah, she's confirming that.
Mm-hmm. That's cool. And I understand that birth or that conception was also immaculate.
Buddhas?
That was like in an interview. I picked that up from an interview that Ivan had with Yeshua, where Yeshua's confirming that there are often immaculate conceptions more than we think. Like some people think, oh yeah, my boyfriend got me pregnant or whatever. But you know, we can have very rare, I guess, I'm not sure how rare it is, an immaculate conception, and he used the Buddha as an example.
So she's having an issue with that word.
Uh-huh.
Wow. I feel nervous talking about
something
this.
that I know that this is I've seen other interviews with her where people
there are
wanting to know what was the truth, and I understand now that I'm understanding timelines, you know, perhaps it was like a different timeline or something.
I mean, this is gonna take it way out there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This is what she's showing me.
Mm-hmm.
It's not immaculate. Well, she doesn't like that word, but yes, there was a seed planted,
Mm-hmm.
okay, from
Mm-hmm.
higher source.
Yeah.
That is true. The birthing is different. The birthing
Mm-hmm.
is not physical.
Mm-hmm.
Kind
Oh.
of like if you're aware of the concept of like these hybrid children, you
Yeah.
can carry the baby or, you know, the hybrid child, and then at a certain point, I feel so
It
funny.
manifests
You
like in
go
a
you go
different.
on a ship and then like, you know, you carry it part of the way.
Yeah.
It would be
And then you go
like,
on a ship and it's like there and you just kind of pick it up and bring it back.
yeah, you know, the rest is, you know, it happens up there. So
Kind of
that's what
like
happens.
bilocation.
Yeah. So that's the process. But you don't physically, like as a virgin, she has not done that. As a virgin, given birth
Mm-hmm.
physically.
Uh-huh.
That actually is very dangerous and it could kill either the baby or the mother.
Uh-huh.
So that's how she's answering that. Kind of a little vague.
Well, I think that I can understand like the birth concept, but the conception was just the seed planted,
Mm-hmm.
and then her later having like the child.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Because they kind of like, you see them in history. Well, you don't see them, but you read about them being pregnant, and then the baby
mm-hmm.
appears. You know.
But with her, it's like you don't really, people don't really see her pregnant. Like she's
Oh,
always
they
like,
didn't.
I don't know. I just never saw her pregnant in any of her.
Well, she's showing me.
Okay, maybe I'm just thinking of parades
Are you
and
thinking of
like,
Jesus or are you thinking of Buddha?
I'm confused now. No, I was thinking of, I asked about Jesus and then like, sorry, I asked about Jesus and then Buddha and if his mother also
That's an
was
aspect of
conceived.
her.
Yeah, and then if that one also had like a seed planted, not physically.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, we got it. But that is so cool. That
Yeah.
whole hybrid bilocation concept and going up
She's
and
saying
getting
that
the
about
baby.
Buddha. I don't know if she's saying that about Jesus. She's saying that
Okay,
about
so what about
Buddha.
Jesus? That is so cool.
She kind of doesn't want to talk about it, but let me see if there's
Okay.
another way of asking it. Yes, Gabriel did come to her to tell her that part is true,
Mm-hmm.
that she will be giving birth.
Mm-hmm.
As far as Jesus being a seed that was planted and Joseph not being his father,
Mm-hmm.
she's saying there's different versions of this because it's been
Yeah.
so controversial.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, there's just different versions of this.
Yeah, and sometimes the story is just better kept as it is.
It's not for this time.
Yeah, because there's some people who
They
brought her in and
truly
they said,
believe. Some people truly want to believe it was an immaculate conception, and some people truly want to believe that it's not. And so, for now, she just wants to say there's both versions available for people.
okay.
There's
It's
different
whatever
timelines.
you want to resonate with.
Yes, there's different timelines.
Yes, it's interesting because the Mormon Church believed that the Elohim came and impregnated her in the physical way.
Really? What?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I haven't heard that.
yeah, they believe that, that was not an immaculate birth at all. They're like, oh, well, kind of, but that God basically, they think of the Elohim as God came down, found Mary, did the deed, and
Here's one
planted the
thing
seed.
that she will say is
Mm-hmm.
she had children with Joseph before Jesus.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So the whole virgin birth thing, it's not possible.
The only yeah, that's a lot of people don't like. She had Jude and Ruth as well, right? Were
There's a
those
James. There's a
there's a
James.
James?
There's a Judah or Jude.
Uh-huh.
Judah.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if I can connect with any more. There is at least 3 before Jesus.
So with him, it was just, him specifically. Yes, it was just that the virgin birth has been misunderstood when it was really she was going to have a baby that, was like divine or something,
Special.
or divine, special, pretty much.
Okay, she didn't like that word. So
or different.
Yeah, I guess different, or with that had a higher purpose, I guess.
Oh, that's a good way to put it.
She knew, she was told by Gabriel that yes, she was going to have a baby that is going to have a higher purpose. And at that time, I believe she was already pregnant.
Okay. Oh, okay.
She's coming around to it now, I guess. She was already pregnant, so she knew about that, sort of like preparing herself and Joseph and the other siblings for it. And the whole virgin birth thing, I guess it was something that needed to be said so that he could be accepted a little more, like
to add like more credence to the story, or give
like
him
a sales
more
pitch.
attention, kind of.
Yeah.
So that he wouldn't be forgotten.
Not about forgotten, so that it would be easier for his journey a little bit.
Yeah.
But I don't think we truly understand why it was called a virgin birth.
Yeah, because I think that
we're being literal about it.
So skewed.
We're very literal about it, and I don't know if she's going to explain that.
Or just the concept. But if, she's not ready to explain that.
No. Fine. She's saying that's for another time. I think we have the picture now, is what she's saying.
Yeah.
In so many words. Okay, so I think
messages before she leaves us.
I think she just wants to send energy and do, like, that's her blessing.
Thank you.
So 1 second. Thank you. Blessings.
Thank you.
And
Thank
I
you,
will
Mother
catch
Mary,
you guys.
everybody.
Yay! Yes. So I will catch you all later at another time. Emi, thank you for doing this interview.
Thank you for letting me interview you, and I look forward to interviewing you on Tuesday from 12 to 1 Eastern Standard Time on Off the Deep End.
Yay, I'll see you there, everyone.
Sportsovertime.com, people.
Yes, I will leave all of that down below, and thanks again. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.